This video is going to show you how to access your Google Apps account. So from the Irving student page, you're going to click on high school students, and then over here on the right, you're going to see Google Apps for Education. When you click on this, it's going to take you to a login. You're going to log in the exact same way that you log into your computer. So just your username and your password, and then click sign in. And then you're going to see your Google Drive. Now there's a couple of different ways you can look at your drive. You can look at it in the list view, or if you prefer for it to be organized differently, you can look at it in kind of a grid picture view. Okay, in your drive, this is where you're going to keep all of your notes or PowerPoint type files, any of those kind of files you may have used in the past with OpenOffice or with Office. This is where you're keeping all of them now. So any kind of PowerPoints or presentations or Word files that your teachers are having you do in class, this is where you're keeping them. You can make folders to keep your classes organized, or even have folders that you just share specifically with certain teachers. So over here on the left, you can see where it says My Drive. This is a list of everything that you have in your drive. Okay, there's also this nice little link right here that says Shared with Me. So if your teacher shares something with you and you don't open it from your email, an easy way to find it is to click on Shared with Me. Okay, and then there's Activity, Offline, Trash, and a couple other options over here. You can also know that if you know that there's a file that you're specifically looking for and you know it's in here somewhere but you can't find it, you can use the search bar up here. So I know I have some Cornell notes in here somewhere. So I can just type Cornell and then I can see where my Cornell notes are. It gives me all the documents, files, folders, whatever I have in my drive with the word Cornell in them. Okay, so what can you create in here? You can make a folder to organize everything. You can make a Word document, presentation, which is like PowerPoint, an Excel spreadsheet, a form, a drawing, and a couple other things. So say your teacher has asked you to create a document with all of your definitions for this unit. So when you create the document, the first thing you're going to want to do is change the name of it. Sample definitions. Okay, so this is where I'm writing my definitions for English for Unit 1. Or I guess we should maybe say literary terms. Okay, so I've typed in all my literary terms. I've numbered them all off. You can see there's a toolbar up here, just like Word, that lets you number everything. Okay, and then you can number them, or whatever format your teacher has you doing in. Now you've got all your work, but your teacher can't see it. So you need to click the share button up here to share it with your teacher. Now everyone in Irving has this ability to see this information. That means that whenever you start typing in somebody's name right here, it's going to pull up their email address for you. Okay, so if Miss Reed is your teacher, you can start typing in Reed. Actually, we'll type in her first name. And then you can find Miss Reed right here and click on her name. And then you can share and save this with her. And when you share and save it with her, you'll see now her name appears on your list. And you can see that she can edit it. You can also do this for your classmates. If you're working in groups on your literary terms or on a project, then you can type in your classmate's name here as well. And you can share it with one classmate or multiple classmates, whichever works best for your group project. Okay, and then when you go back to your drive, we'll change it to the list view so you can see it. Now you can see I have my sample definitions. Okay, but I want to keep it in a folder because I like to keep everything organized. So if I want to move this into a folder, the sample definitions, I'm going to click the box. And I'm going to come up here to where the folder is and it says move to, and I'm going to move it to whichever folder I would like for it to be in. Okay, also from this screen, if I decide I want to share this with somebody else, like I shared it with Miss Reed but I forgot to share it with Mr. Carter, then I can come up here from clicking the box and you can see this little person with the plus sign, and I can add in more people to share it with as well. Okay, and you do the same thing if you are creating a PowerPoint type presentation. You're going to want to pick the theme. You're going to want to name it by clicking up here. And then you're going to want to share it with your classmates or your teachers or whomever. And that's pretty much the basics of using your Google Drive.